Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another episode of Eastside Hockey Manager with the Boston Bruins. It is trade deadline stuff, but before we get to that stuff, let's look at where we stand. I think it's been a few days since I've played. It's currently Monday. I think the last time I played was Thursday, so it's been a few days. So I don't really remember everything, but yeah, standings wise, we're in third place. Second best record in our division, behind Tampa, who is just absolutely on fire. 41-11-3 for Tampa. We have the second best record in our division, but we're in third place in the conference because Columbus leads the Metropolitan. 35-15-6. We are tied for second in the Eastern Conference in goals scored, and we are in third in goals against. So we are a very well-rounded team. If we look at our statistics, I don't think I made any trades. These are all players I've had on the team since the beginning. So statistically wise, David Pastrnak, 57 points in 53 games, 34 goals. Taylor Hall, another monster season, averaging a point a game, and Pierre-Luc Dubois doing a fantastic job on that top line. All three of those players averaging a point a game. Marchand at a point a game, 53 and 56, 50 for Arvidsson. We need to get him a center. Patrice is struggling in his final season. I would love to move Bergeron to the third line and Monahan to the fourth, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to find somebody. We'll keep an eye out, though. McAvoy having a great season, plus 25 and 8 game rating. Hampus Lindholm having a great season. Monahan's been just okay, 6.71, but he's averaging a point every other game, which for our third line center, only making a couple $1 million a year, that is totally fine. Dickinson has had a good year, but we can't offer him more money. Our front office won't allow us to offer him more than $2 million a year, and he wants 2.6. So we may not be able to bring Dickinson back, but we'll see. Pavelski's had an okay season. Rating is fine. Cal Foot's been really good, 7.3. Kirivanta's been okay. This is where things start to get a little shady. Kirivanta wants to be traded. Studnicka wants to be traded because neither of them are really performing. Lauko's come on strong as of late. But yeah, we've got some players, Kirivanta, Studnicka, and Stanley I'm looking to trade. Frederick's been bad. Yeah, our fourth line hasn't been good. We could use a second line center. And I mean, our defense is fine. I mean, I maybe a fifth or sixth defenseman. I'm not crazy about the job that Clegg is doing. So if we can pick up another defenseman to put along DeHaan or something, that would be great. Again, I would love to shift our centers down and bring in a second line center to go along with Marchand and Arvidsson. Or maybe we end up if we can't find one, maybe we just end up swapping these two and going Monahan on the second line, Bergeron on the third line. Maybe. I don't know if that's the right decision. I mean, I'd rather bring somebody else in, but I don't know if I can find anybody at this point. But I think for now, that's something I want to do. I want to put Monahan on that second line, on that second power play line, and move on the second line and move Bergeron down to the third line. So that's kind of the way things are going. Goaltending wise, Swayman's been really, really good, 2.20 and a 9.31. Lankinen has not, 8-6 with a 2.96 and an 8.99. This will probably be Lankinen's only year with us. In fact, we may look to move him now because that's a lot of money for someone who's not playing particularly well. There is some interest in him, which is kind of nice. So we got Vesvelad Komarov playing in Quebec. Ian Mitchell, a third and a fourth. Well, there you go, a first and a fourth. I think that's probably the move. They would give us Zaboral, third and a third. Oscar Lindblom. I think this is the move, right? A first and a fourth. They think it's a really bad deal for us. I mean, we would need to find another center, and I think there are. It's going to make me complete the deal first, isn't it? don't like that deal. The only other one that I was considering was this one. He's making 1.3. He's only a 2-star. I mean, getting Zaboral back wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. But I feel like picking up the first-round pick is really the right move. So I think we're going to do it. And then figure out, let's look at the free agent goaltenders. Yeah, I mean, you still got Martin Jones isn't that good anymore. Let's filter this by goalies. I don't want to look at the 13-year-old goalies. I'm good. We got Marc-Andre Fleury, who's still available. Dobby! Oh, yeah, there it is. Dobby. He's not interested in any of those roles. Let's bring Dobby in. Does he not want to play for us? Is that the issue? Varlamov is out there. Oh, he's with Carolina. Wait. He's with Carolina. Oh, right. I have to do it this way. All right. I was like, that didn't make any sense. So now we have to pick up another goaltender, which is fine. We can probably find one without too much trouble. Filter, configure, position, goalie, right? No, what am I looking for? Contract status. Unrestricted. All right. So Martin Jones is available. I mean, he's not much better than what we were putting out there, but Malcolm Subban's pretty bad. Sateri. David Rittich. Poke check, stick handling. He wants 2.7 for 2 years. What if I just give him the 1? I mean, we can bring in Martin Jones. I feel like that, he's making a little bit less than what Lankinen was making, and we just picked up another first-round pick. So the other thing I want to look at now is, no, not free agents. Not free agents. Let's look at who's available. Brown, Geeky, Colin White. Nah. Looks okay. Brent Burns is available because he's making a crap ton of money. Actually, he's not making a crap ton of money. He's only making $5.8 million. But it's for another 2 years. Nicholas Bowden. Pretty good offensive-minded defenseman. Good Branson, no. I don't mind talking about Bowden. So can we give up any of the players that we're looking to move or that are looking to move on from us? Like Kirivanta? I think that's a fair offer. They would need to take some time. All right, let's offer that. And then we also want to look at that second line center. So let's take a look at some of the teams that are no good. Toronto, Ottawa. Florida was a team that I've looked at a couple of times. They got a couple of potential options. They've got Sam Reinhart and Sam Bennett. Now, Bennett, that's going to take a lot. Bennett's going to take a lot to pick up, just given, I mean, his contract is reasonable, 4.4. Reinhart, a little bit older. His contract expires at the end of this season. So let's try picking up Sam Reinhart. Approach to trade. So let's go to, we have Kirivanta up in a deal. So let's put, they don't want Studnicka. Okay. Jeremy Lauzon. Everybody loves John Beecher, but I'm not interested in trading Beecher. Stanley. DeHaan's actually been a huge pickup for us. Does he want to come back? That's a reasonable contract, but we can talk about that later. Merkelov. I don't think the game likes him very much, but we'll try. I don't want to give up Lauko, Lohrei, Lysel at all. Those guys are all part of the future. Brett Harrison, I would give up. Callahan, a 24-year-old, I'd give him up. So that's like 4 players that I just added in. It's a bad deal for them, or for us, unbalanced. So they don't like Merkelov. So yeah, I think we would have to give up something of real substance. So let's just inquire. Let's sim ahead. Oh, we got a game today against the best team in the league, the Winnipeg Jets. Let's see how I got to make sure I've got yeah, I got Swayman out there. Okay, let's go ahead and sim. Oops, I didn't mean to sim there. We lost 3-2. Scheifele, Lemieux, we get goals from Dubois and Pavelski. A bunch of messages. Sorry. A message from my boss I needed to respond to. You guys know how it is. So the Bruins seem to be the front runners for Beaudin. That's good. So Colorado made an inquiry. They don't want to trade Reinhart. Seamus Casey. Here's a trade offer. Andre Palat. It's not a center. I really would like a center. Would really like a center. All right, so we got a game on the 20th. We need to have a backup goalie by then. All right, so they want Langenbrunner a second and a third. Okay. So they've accepted that deal. That's good. All right. How do I feel about this? I don't want to give up the second. Langenbrunner's a 21-year-old defenseman who can't really play defense. I would be fine with, what if we did Langenbrunner and if I gave you back a defenseman that I don't want, like Lauzon? They like the sound of this offer. So does that mean I can get, I don't know, like a 4th-round pick back? Let's try that. Langenbrunner and Lauzon for Beaudin and a 4th. And Florida turned down our deal. They don't want to trade Reinhart, so we'll keep looking. Sim ahead another day. Okay, so they're going to hate this. Oh, I didn't get, okay, usually I get that. Fans are enraged, but that didn't happen. But now we have no backup goaltender, so that's a problem. Hopefully we can get okay, yeah, they are mad. Okay, there we go. This is what I was looking for. So they raged that we traded our backup goaltender for a 1st and a 4th-round pick to a team that is 5th in the Western Conference. So that's likely to be a pick around number 20, but that feels like a good deal to me. So I don't know. I mean, you can go ahead and rage all you want, but that feels like a good deal to me. So we still need a backup goalie now. So who do we have in Providence? So this is why we brought in Dan Vladar, right? So let's call up Vladar. Roster. I mean, he's not particularly good, but he's basically the same goalie as Lankinen and making the league minimum. All right, so we got a game today. It's against Detroit. We lose in overtime, 5-4. Philip Zadina scored a couple of goals. Claude Raymond scored a couple of goals for them. For us, it was Arvidsson, Kirivanta, Pasternak, and Pavelski, and we lose in the shootout. So I'm hoping we can land this deal with Chicago. They did. Okay, so Lazan and Langenbrunner for Nicholas Bowden and a 4th-round pick. I'm fine with that. So it's basically Lazone for Bowden. Bowden's a better player than Langenbrunner for a 4th. I am fine with that deal. A lot of trade offers. Yeah, a lot of players, a lot of people want Sam Reinhart. Let's go ahead and confirm that. Do we have Bowden on our team yet? We don't. So once we get him on the team, I'm not sure what the plan is. I think it might be... Clegg has been okay. Not great, but okay. And actually, I think Clegg probably gets waived. All right. So, centers. Yeah, we still need that second line center. So if we go here... let's look at the Western Conference. So we got Chicago, who just made a deal with. I don't want to make another one with them. Let's look at San Jose. So they got Thomas Bordelot, who they won't trade. Logan Couture. Nope, not 4 years at $8 million. Thomas Hertl, they likely. He's making a ton of money too, yeah. Nico Sturm is just okay. Lukunin, he's all right. Nobody there that really piques my interest. The Kings, obviously they got Anze Kopitar. I'd like to pick him up, but at $10 million, I don't know that that's because it's $10 million this year and next. Velarde, they won't deal. Right? Yeah, they're not going to trade Velarde. Iafallo, $4 million this year and next. Faceoffs look okay. He looks all right. What about an Alex Iafallo? Only 3 stars. So can we interest you in a Joel Kirivanta? You don't think this offer is any good for us? They're not sure if that offer is any good for them. Let's just offer it and see what we get. Iafallo wouldn't be a bad pickup. Let's go ahead and sim through the 21st. I am recording, right? Yes, I am. Okay. All right, so the trade has been confirmed. So we pick up Nicholas Bowden in a 4th. So let's go ahead and talk to him. We'll make him just a regular player, I guess. Scouting. All right, so we got Bowden now. So Clegg, let's offer Clegg. Is anybody interested in him? Nope. All right, so we will send him down. We will place him on waivers. We will send him to Providence. We'll put Bowden in the lineup. Put him on the 3rd line with DeHaan. That feels fair. Putting the young guy on the line with a veteran defensive-minded defenseman. But yeah, I mean, our 2 scouts have him listed as 4-star, 5 stars. So, I mean, feels like a no-brainer. When's our next game? It's the 23rd against Colorado. Iafallo, I kind of like the idea of Alex Iafallo, especially for $4 million. Philip Deneau. That's a lot of money. If it wasn't for 5 years, absolutely. Same thing with Kevin Hayes. It's a long contract. Andre Palat traded to Detroit for Emil Vero, the rights to Theodor Niederbach and Kalen Lind. Lind is a good one, isn't he? Yeah. And a 1st-round pick. That's a lot to give up for Andre Palat. Michael Rasmussen put on the block. No game for us today. Sim through the 22nd and see what the 23rd holds. All right. Trade rejected. They do not want to part with Alex Iafallo in such a deal. Swayman was praised. Let's build up the praise for Jeremy Swayman. All right, so maybe we need to think about adding salary. Like, where do we stand next season? $64 million. So we have some salary. We got Patrice coming off the books and potentially Dickinson. And then we've got some other contracts we can move. So maybe we do take a run at someone like Philip Deneau. I mean, if they're truly just looking to clear the salary, what do you want for Philip Deneau? He's only 3 stars. They would like to add a first-line right wing, a prospect, and a blue-line prospect. Okay. So I don't want to inquire. I want to make a trade. So let's look for a prospect left winger that we don't want, that they have some interest in. Yes, Stadnika's down to no stars. So let's start with Kirivante. He's not really a prospect at this point, but we can start there. Add the rights. Who do you have some interest in? Jake Schmalz is a prospect left wing that you have some interest in. You can have Jake Schmalz. And a defensive prospect. Jackson Edward looks like he's going to be a pretty good defensive defenseman, 6'3", 200-pound, 19-year-old. Ty Gallagher? Yeah, what about Ty Gallagher? They think it's a really bad deal for us. Okay, so this deal is done if we want it to happen. So can we get a second-round pick as well? Deneau and a second for Schmaltz, Gallagher, and Kirivante. Is that something we want to do? Yeah, Deneau looks like a really, really good second-line center. So we're going to go ahead and offer that up and see if the Kings are interested in trading us Philip Deneau. So we got a game here against Colorado. Let's give Vladar a game here. See how he does. We lose 4-3 in a shootout. Landeskog, O'Connor, and Newhook. For us, it's Dickinson twice and Bergeron. Okay, so we're 0-2-1, or 0-1-2, excuse me, in this episode. All right, well, let's try this again. Let's bump that down to a third. So Schmaltz, they kind of like him. All right, so let's Kirivante. Lies is somebody I picked up this past off season. Markaloff, add him in there instead. Let's try that instead. Kylo Caposo is on the deadline, is on the trade block. Okay, so Martin Jones doesn't want to come here. That's fine. Are there any goaltenders on the block? I mean, I feel okay having that's not where I wanted to go. Having Vladar as our backup, I suppose, but availability. Are there any goalies? Ben Jones isn't a goalie. I don't think any of these guys are goalies. No, none of those guys are goalies. All right. Let's sim ahead. 30 emails. Okay, anything interesting? Jaden Schwartz traded to, or excuse me, a trade proposal. Oh, wow. Nashville offering up 3 draft picks for John Tavares. $11 million contract. Oof. Jean Couturier is one that I would love to have, but that's such a long contract, and he's, how old is Couturier? He's already 31. All right, so we got a game. We got to switch back to Swayman. Oops. We win 7-0. Pasta with a hat trick. Dubois had 2 goals. So Pasta had 3 goals, 2 assists. Dubois had a goal and an assist. Wow. 4 assists for Taylor Hall. 3 assists for Hampus Lindholm. David Pastrnak's a monster, guys. A monster. Come on, Los Angeles. Work with me here. It's been rejected. Unbalanced their roster. All right. So they think, our scout thinks that Deneau and a third for Gallagher and Kiviranta is a fair deal. They don't like the sound of it. If I remove the third, they think it's a bad deal. I would take Deneau in a fourth. I mean, I would take Deneau straight up, but I don't want my owners to come back at me and be all pissy at me again. So when's the deadline's in like 2 days, right? Yeah, we don't have any games left, so this is it. So the rest of this episode is going to be the trade deadline. So let's keep our fingers crossed and see if we can get an answer back from Los Angeles here right away. I might need to go in today. It's rejected. Okay. I may need to just go in and just make it happen. They would need to take some time to consider this offer. I mean, he had his first 2 seasons in LA were good. His ratings have been really bad, though, so maybe Barabanov. He's not a center. Jaden Schwartz is a wing as well. Everybody wants Sam Reinhart. Thomas Tatar again on the block like he was all of last season. Yeah, I would love Couturier, but that contract is absurd. All right, so let's... That deal, I mean, Deneau's ratings strike me as a very good player. All right, let's just do this. Let's do this. Gallagher. This feels like a good deal, even though all right, we're just going to offer it. Even though our GM doesn't like it, because we're down. I mean, we're out of time. We're out of time. I mean, tomorrow's the 28th, so we need to find a deal that they're willing to accept that day. All right, there it is. So we pick up Philip Deneau for the rights to a 20-year-old Ty Gallagher. And we give up Joel Kiviranta, who's fine. That's fine. I don't really care. A lot of trades turned down. Come on. Holy crap, there are a lot of emails. This should take us to the 20. So Deneau is a core player. Okay, so nobody raged about that deal, so that's good. So Philip Deneau is now there. He is now part of our team. So let's go ahead and stick him in there. And we're going to do exactly what I wanted to do, which was move Deneau up to that second line. I think we put him on the power play as well. And I think we're good. Yeah, I think we are good. So from I mean, that's a lot of, I mean, it's not a ton of money. It's $5 million for the next 4 years or whatever. Which takes until he's 35, but you need some veteran presence. And again, because we are walking away from Patrice Bergeron after this season, potentially Jason Dickinson as well, you can see we have $68 million in salaries. We can clear, like we could bring DeHaan back without any trouble. But we're going to have some of these young guys coming up to fill some of these spots. Lowry will be up probably next season. Lauco will probably be up next season. So we've got some depth. And if we need to move a contract, it's not going to be in any of these. Yeah, I mean, maybe move Logan Hall to free up a little bit of money, but we don't have a lot of bad contracts. So, so we made a couple of deals. We bring in an offensive defenseman and Nicholas Beaudin. We also bring in Philip Deneau to be our second line center. It means we likely won't be huge players in free agency, maybe some depth defense or that sort of thing. But that's going to do it for this episode, guys. When we come back, it will be the start of the postseason. So we'll go through the end of the season, kind of round up. We'll look at the team stats. We'll look at the league stats, and we will do the off season next time. So we're done. Appreciate you watching, guys. Appreciate your support. Talk to everybody soon.